Welcome back everyone to Let's Play Rocket League with me, BrainBoy 20. Where we last left off, we had done some more online ranked matches with me having a little bit more say in my team's actual victory rates, and we shall continue doing so. If for a little bit longer, as ranked mode's actually pretty darn interesting. Or it's moderately competitive enough for people who aren't trying to screw around. And maybe if I get enough parts that make it interesting, we might redo the car once again. Preferably, I'd like some other type of hat other than the wizard hat. I'd say it looks a little bit weird on the car. And until we find a match, you have these tunes to listen to. He says as we immediately go into another match. Okay then, who's on my team, who's on theirs? We have Danny Cav, Insane, Balzac, and Chuckix with Dew. And I have Danny Cav and Insane. They have Bowles, Chuckix, and Dew. I'm just going to grab the boost once again. And Insane says he's defending. I don't trust him. Even though I kind of should. Then again, I'm a bit rusty because this is the very first match of the day. And I only ever do 2 matches of these videos, but I do an amazing job anyway of getting the ball out of the position of Chuckix's control, he says, as I can just barely nudge it away, sending it into the air for Balzac to try to hit into our goal, but instead his angle was so poor that he just bounces it off the sidewall. Or bounces it to the side of the goal instead. And so we're just keeping it in the corner once again until we're in a good position to regain control over the ball, and it does not look like that's going to happen as Chuckix manages to score. Hopefully we can turn this around, but an early score, or a score this early, either means our team is terrible, or it means absolutely nothing at all, and we can easily come back from this. Alright, boosting to get ball immediately. Chuckix manages to get the first hit, but my ally and I are able to acquire the ball and get the solid hit, sending it onto their side of the field. Unfortunately, I'm in no... Wow. My opponent bounces me into the ball, sending me so high into the air that I'm not able to actually regain control over my own car. However, Danny Cav is a lot more intelligent than I, and is able to actively deflect the ball from this location, and is doing an amazing job defending, unlike what Insane said he was doing earlier. Thinking I really shouldn't blame him. Whoever that person was on the enemy team, good job. I think it was Chuckix who managed to defend it, or it could be Balzac. I didn't see him for very long. And while I do try to block the shot, Insane attempts to intercept as well, but he can't. Not like that matters, because the opposing team is so aggressive that no one's in a position to take advantage of the setup shots. And almost a rebound shot by Insane on the goal. That doesn't happen. Insane tries to set up another shot, but is quickly blocked by the opposing team, who seems to be very quick at stopping the balls wherever they go. And we might manage to get a score by Danny Cav bouncing it over their guard, whoever that was. I think that... No, that was Dew, because he's always in the goal. He bounces it just barely over Dew after getting bounced up by Insane, and just barely knocks it into the goal. Insane tried to steal the shot from him. Poor form. Poor form, lad. And while I do miss it, I am bounced by my opposition into sending the ball sideways. That's a time when you don't actually want to get the solid hit, at least yourself. And I miss the shot entirely, but Chuckix cannot intercept it afterwards. And they set up a perfect setup where if anyone's on the opposite side of the field, they could try to intercept. Insane does a nice aerial hit, but since we're also aggressive, none of us are able to take advantage of the opening created by our teammates. I try to block it, but that fails miserably. Balzac, however, his shot bounces off the side of the goalpost, but they make it in regardless. I'm not really using my boost as much as I think I should, but I'm just not seeing an advantage to using it half the time. I was able to just barely bounce in. Maybe if I was using my boost at all, I might have been able to block it, but oh well. Alright, looks like I am one of the 2 defending players here. I'm just going to quickly grab the boost and sit back here to see what happens. Insane gets first touch and solid hit because it sends it well into their side of the field. I try to center it, but it's blocked by Dew, which might actually set up a perfect shot if anyone was directly head-on with the ball to send it towards their goal. But unfortunately, that does not work. I'm going to try to intercept, but Danny Cav is just slightly faster on the trigger. I accidentally bounce Insane into a perfect position to block that shot. I'm going to get it out of their control, if only briefly. And hopefully my teammates can set up a perfect defense. Unfortunately, that does not happen. I'm just going to get it out of their control so that they can't score, because that was almost a perfect opportunity. Let's do a full-out boost and see if I can block it. Unfortunately, Dio manages to save at just the last second. This is, of course, a much higher tier play than I'm used to. I can already see there's a vast, difference in ranked mode. You actually have a defending player constantly. Well, I do have defending tendencies. I don't know what I was attempting to do there. That was just a fancy maneuver that did absolutely nothing. I'm going to try to intercept the shot by Trix. Unfortunately, that doesn't work out well, and I was only going to send it back to their side of the field. And I just barely blocked that shot, sending it to the air. And my teammate, who's not insane, Danny Cav, blocks it, sends it back to their side of the field. We're bouncing off the sidewall. Unfortunately, that doesn't work because I didn't jump into the air. The rebounded shot by Danny Cav would have worked, but I seem to be afraid of jumping this time around. I managed to stop Balzac's attempt to block the shot, and I'm just going to ram into him for a while. Maybe he'll back off. Not like this matters, considering me doing a contesting maneuver like that. I need to actually be actively trying to score. I get a shot on the goal, and it bounces in entirely off of Chuckix's attempt to block the shot. Was that Dio? Anyway, I hit the ball into the goal. It bounces off of Chuckix and manages to get into the goal as a result, tying this up. And since I'm in the bag, I'm just going to grab this really quick and sit back and defend. No, Insane seems to have a different idea whatsoever. Chuckix bounces it off. Danny Cav's shot, Insane being on the defense, sending it over Chuckix. I'm going to just bounce him into the wall for no apparent reason. I'm going to try to get back there. Unfortunately, I wasn't far enough for that maneuver. Insane might have just accidentally set up the perfect shot, forcing us once again onto the offensive if we just want to tie this up to allow us to go into overtime as he bounces off the sidewall perfectly to allow Chuckix to get an easy score. It's okay, Insane. People do that all the time, even in non-ranked mode. Then again, it's more forgivable in non-ranked mode. So we have to score in the next 30 seconds to at least get into overtime, meaning we must be aggressive. Insane getting an awesome shot off the wall and recovers for what mistake was made earlier. Running up the sidewall, bouncing off the side and doing a flip hit, bouncing over the opposing defending player and manages to score, tying it up once again. Let's see if we can take this out of overtime and into a victory. I try to get there fastest, but I don't know what the secret is to get it into overtime. A lot of aerial hits are occurring. I'm going to bounce it over the opposing team and set up a near perfect shot, unfortunately, because my turning radius is so small, I can only barely bounce it off of the turning radius is so small. I'm just talking out of my ass again. Bouncing it over the opposing team. Maybe, just maybe, I could pull off an easy shot, or they might have just gotten a perfect opening to score on our goal. We have to just block this now because there's no way to stop it otherwise. And it goes into overtime. Let's see if we can get a quick score here. Full out speed boost. Flip hit, Insane gets first touch, but they get the solid hit. Danny Cav and I are going onto the defensive, or at least I'm not going to try to ram into Danny Cav, so I'm going to try to block it. Insane does a much better job than I. And my ineffectual flips that keep hitting the side wall, ending up very improper bouncing off the side wall. Insane sends it back over their heads. I'm going to try to get it away from them. And I successfully do so pretty much by accident. I'm just going to keep bouncing off the side wall again. Hopefully my teammates can pick up my slack. Which certainly speaks volumes about my skills as a player. How did I miss that? Yeah. Missing it by a fraction of an inch? No. Maybe half a meter? Doesn't matter. Shot is blocked again from an aerial shot by Danny Cav. I try to block his shot, but unfortunately my momentum carries me into the side wall again. And they might just own goal were it not for Dio's amazing defense. I'm going to grab more boost. And maybe a perfect shot could be set up. Infinitely Insane will block the shot, sending it well back to their side of the field. And maybe a long-distance goal by Insane. Good job, Insane. And I'm only able to get one goal, which ultimately did not matter this match, except for tying it up once. So good job, Insane, and that wins us the match. I get the Merc decal skulls. Alrighty then. Back to the main menu and to another ranked match. Hopefully I can get a bit better at this. I definitely like the additional music tracks. Certainly add a lot of flavor to the game. I really should try to fly in the air more, but if I'm missing easy bounce hits, I probably should not bother going into airborne stuff, because jumping into the air is a bit of a risk, because if you miss that shot, you're basically out of the match for about 5 to 7 seconds, especially if you flipped and you're on the top of your car. Sorry, on the roof of your car. This takes time to right yourself, and we're in this arena again, possibly my favorite from what I've seen. What kind of arena would you call this? The Agatha? No, that's a person's name. Anyway, on my team we have Adox and Vinny Matador. On their team, Billy Bob, Lamia. Wow, my team has done nothing. And my team's pings are terrible. This can only go well. Bouncing off the sidewall, and if I was in a better position I would be able to exploit this fact. I'm going to try to boost ahead to stop it. He barely manages to save it. Good job, Adox, from blocking that shot. I attempt to hit the rebounded ball as it lands, but I'm just a fraction of a second too early? I think I was early. I remember myself being early. Anyway, Vinny Matador is able to block the shot, barely. Unfortunately, I miss. However, it goes off a side wall, rendering it unable to be scored. I'm just going to bounce it away as much as I can, and I'm able to finally clear the darn thing. I'm going to get an aerial hit. Unfortunately, I couldn't get any boost, and the shot is easily returned by the opposing team. However, I'm going to get it out of their control and sending it well into the air, but we have no genuine defenders. Unfortunately, I'm not able to block that shot there, and Malama managed to score by bouncing it over all of us. I try to block it by bouncing into the air, but I'm a little too late as Malama gets the first jump and manages to get it in. Alright, since I'm in the back, I have to play defense. However, my team is fully here. Even with somewhat terrible ping, which doesn't really seem to matter that much. Why did I bounce it into the goal? I am not a good defender. However, thankfully they're an equally terrible offensive team, because they're only bouncing off the side wall, which sets up terrible shots for them. And deflects it away from our goal, setting up a near perfect opportunity for me to send it well past their team, and managed to boost the ball into the goal, tying things up and allowing us to be on even offensive-defensive lines again. Let's see if we can extend this lead. Alright, for once I get to be the aggressive player here. Full-on speed boost. First touch, first hit, bounces off the opposing team. I really need to get the speed boost going, because just barely a save, but that doesn't help anything, because I'm on the opposite side of the goal from where that hit came from. Which sucks horribly. Billy Bob, I appreciate your enthusiasm. Let's see if I can match it with good play. It's my job to hit the ball immediately. I'm able to just barely block their shot. Adox on the defense sends it all the way to the other side of the... Oh my gosh. I didn't think it was going to go in that direction. Oh well. That is my mistake. Bounces off the side wall and goes straight into our goal. Alright, I'm going to have to be aggressive here. Let's go. Able to deflect the shot enough where it's not going to go straight into the goal. Adox, however, sets it perfectly up for the enemy team to intercept. I'm going to just send it away immediately because I know what the enemy team can do with this at this point. Or do with easily rebounded shots. I'm going to try to block Malama. And it works because my teammates are able to just get it out of our goal. And set up a perfect sideways shot. If I had jumped sooner, I would have been able to block that, but beggars can't be choosers, winners can't be losers. Unfortunately, I'm not a winner. So I guess I'm a beggar? Why did I say that? Oh well. I question these things all the time, but I don't question our team's defense. As we're able to just barely clear the ball, and we both stop trying not to score on our own goal. However, thankfully they're so overly aggressive that we were able to sneak the ball by. I just need Adox to set up a good shot here. Adox, come on, man. Oh well, I can deal with an enemy team's score. However, they're able to barely get it out of the goal's way in the meantime. And they have full boost to take advantage of this. I'm going to try to block it, deflect it back off to the side wall. set it up into the air and is scored by Nunez. As our teammate's a little over-eager in his defense, goes past the ball when he tries to jump past it to block it, whoever that was. Adox went ahead. Emerson went ahead and went past the ball, scored. Now I'm going to back up here and stay on defensive line. I don't know why you're not aggressive and trying to go for the ball. We don't want it to be on our side of the field. We want it to be on theirs at all times. Unfortunately, I am not jumping enough to block these shots that are always just barely going over me. Thankfully, my team is picking up the slack. Bounces it in the air. Unfortunately, I keep bumping into my teammates, preventing me from getting those aerial shots that I need. Perhaps I focus on ball cam way too much, as evidenced by here, Adox blocking the shot and rebounding it off the side wall. If I was boosting, I might have been able to stop that hit. And I do. Setting it off the side wall again, setting maybe a near perfect shot if it wasn't blocked by Nemus. How are you doing this? Finally had a double bounce that actually seemed relatively close to the ball, and I'm just driving up the wall once again. Which is entirely useless. Thankfully, I miss Adox, and I'm able to block the aerial shot, block the shot off the side wall, setting up a near perfect shot on the goal, and we score. It's perfectly possible to get 2 scores within 30 seconds in order to tie up this game so we can at least go into overtime. Have I been getting our team screwed up? Was that Vinny Matador that was blocking? I think I'm on orange team too often. I'll be the one to block the shot this time, sending it well into their side of the field, and with those misses, it's going to stay there for a little bit at least. Bounces off the side wall. If only I had a better angle, I might have scored, but I need to score the next 15 seconds at least. Sending it off the side wall once again. Adox, I need the score. Good. Assist off a rebound shot by me, bouncing off the side wall, giving the perfect assist for Adox to come in and score. We need to get one more score within 30 seconds. If we don't, we lose. We can at least tie this game up, send it to overtime, and have the possibility for winning. Our over-aggressiveness by our last team, however, was not to our benefit. And we need to get it onto their side of the field. Unfortunately, that miss might have just cost us the game. Vinny, why are you lunging towards the ball when you clearly don't need it? And unfortunately, my own unnecessary hits send it back to our side of the field. I'm able to just barely block the shot. Long-range hit to Vinny. Unfortunately, I am not able to set the ball into perfect position. Adox tries to set up a good shot. Unfortunately, that doesn't work. My laxness in jumping early enough has cost us the game, unfortunately, as I was the last possible chance to set the ball up for someone to actually score. But from that, we get the Merc decal, and they win the match. And with that, the game is over. So I hope you've all enjoyed watching. This has been BrainBoy 20 with Let's Play Rocket League, and I am signing off. Remember, if you like the video, to like, comment, or subscribe helps out a great deal, and I hope to see you all next time.